All right, let's get this out of the way right up front. This quiet quitting stuff is just a load of crap. Nothing more. So don't fall for this quiet quitting crap. It's a made-up phrase to describe an age-old problem, likely invented by some consultant or academic trying to sell you something. Wasn't me, I promise. First, employees playing hide and seek with their efforts and attention is nothing new. It's likely gone on since we had employers and employees a long time. Think common phrases that we've all heard like whack-a-mole, duck and cover, keep your head down, staying off the radar. All those apply to the exact same behavior. When I was in the Air Force, we had a phrase we would use with people, especially as they were nearing a change in duty station or nearing their separation or even a retirement. We called it ROAD, R-O-A-D, retired on active duty. Didn't matter if they were retiring or just going to a new duty station, we used it for everybody. In other words, they had quit working for the most part and were doing just enough to make sure they didn't get whacked. Know people like that? Now we say it different, right? We say, well, he quit working some time ago, he just hadn't stopped getting paid. Those are the people that we're talking about when we talk about quiet quitting, most of the time. Not all, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. This didn't begin in 2023, so don't pretend like this is some newfangled post-pandemic apocalypse, work from home related shenanigan. It's not any of that. If you're just now hearing about behavior like this, that's on you. You're likely easily bamboozled and equally confused. Now that whole do more than required has a name also. It's called discretionary effort. Now discretionary effort is that effort exerted or offered by the employee beyond that which is required to keep their job. Discretionary effort, I refer to it as the holy grail of leadership. You know you're doing something right when those whom you lead offer you this added degree of ownership and effort. Bad news though, if you aren't getting discretionary effort, that's kind of on you as well. So here's a rub. Since we're so incredibly bad globally, leadership, at setting clear expectations, including those innocuous and seemingly insignificant job descriptions, we may not realize something. Do you know what you call an employee who gives you no discretionary effort, only doing what is specifically required by the organization? Yeah, we call them a fully satisfactory performer. That's right, fully satisfactory performer. A 2 out of a 3-point scale, 3 out of 5, 5 out of 10 if you're that dumb with performance management. You set the requirements, you set the expectations, you set the minimum qualifications and expectations for the job, and they did exactly as you asked. Now you're mad. So don't act like they're doing less than is necessary or less than what we actually required, because it's neither of those. In fact, it's exactly what we asked for. The reality is that we aren't very good at setting clear expectations for others, so our expectation has become that employees would just always do the right thing, even if we weren't clear on what that right thing is or was. Frankly, even if we didn't know what it was at the outset. So don't blame the employee for just doing their job. We had a hand in that. If you really insist that they do something, spell it out. Put it in English. Then manage to those specific expectations. Wait a minute. That sounds eerily like typical performance management. I'll be damned. Finally, discretionary effort is given in only 3 circumstances, or reasons, or events, if you will. Number 1, the employee is hardwired to do so. Some folks just can't help themselves and will do a little bit more than is expected of them, regardless of their environment or for whom they work. Makes no difference. They do it because that's what they need personally to be satisfied when they go home at night. They just need that. The upside is, even with crappy leadership, you get the extra discretionary effort from the hardwired crew. The bad news is when they decide that discretionary effort is not valued appropriately, they don't just lower their effort. Nope, they bail, and usually fairly quickly. Number 2, leadership trust. People will give us the discretionary effort if they trust that we'll do good things with it. That they have to believe that we won't abuse the added input, nor them for providing it. In other words, they want to make sure they can trust us not to take advantage of them or take them for granted. And number 3, leadership influence. Sometimes our ability to help people understand our vision, know the value of helping us pursue that vision, and then personally want to be a part of whatever or wherever it is that we're headed becomes their motivation. This leadership influence is critical to the discretionary effort equation no matter what. So to put a bow on everything, if we hire the right person and we provide a reasonably successful vision to follow and are capable of positively influencing others to go with us on our journey, the odds are stacked in our favor that we'll get that coveted discretionary effort. If not, we can always just blame it on the quiet quitting or great resignation or some other made-up fad of the day to excuse our own lack of discretionary effort. Remember to be brazen, and that grace and accountability can coexist. If this has been some value to you, please go down below, like and subscribe. It would be a great help to me, and I appreciate it. Thanks for watching or listening.